We are at Fairview-Riverside State Park in Madisonville, Louisiana.
And this is a campground review. Make sure you stay to the end to find out about our Google reviews that we found. Can we confirm or bust them?
Give us a thumbs up. General impression.
This is a small state campground with quite a few amenities for a decent price.
This campground has 82 back-end sites set along the Tchefuncte River. They're all really nice, set in a row pattern.
We stayed in campsite number 59. It was an asphalt back-end site, as are all the sites here.
Our campsite had 30 and 50 amp servers, so hashtag 50. It also had water, but no sewer. However, there is a dump station located near the office.
We have a picnic table, a fire ring, and a grill at our campsite, but there are no propane refills, but this is really close to town, so I'm sure you can find propane there.
Surprisingly, this state park campground does have free Wi-Fi, and not only is it free, but it's fast, so it is definitely good enough for streaming. Starlink, on the other hand, although we were not optimized, was not good enough for streaming. Verizon Wireless was okay.
There was a warning on the campground website that not all carriers have good service here. As far as noise level and light pollution here, it was surprisingly quiet and dark. We were able to do some decent stargazing here, and there wasn't a whole lot of light pollution, and there was just a distant hum of road noise, so nothing major here. It was really a quiet campground to be this close to town.
And you know what we didn't hear?
Any trains.
Choo-choo! Amenities.
They have a shower house at the front of the park here, and it's really nice. It has 3 individual bathrooms for the women and another 3 for the men. Each bathroom has its own door to the outside. It's an enclosed room, and it has the shower, it has a sink, and a toilet as well.
Dumpsters are easily located across from the bathhouse near the dump station.
They also have a laundry room located in the shower house. It had 2 washers and 2 dryers. It was $1.75 for each, and they accept the pay app or coins. And they have a soap dispensing vending machine as well.
That's pretty bougie for a state park.
It is. I'm not used to seeing a laundry room at a state park.
And it was clean and nice.
They don't have a pool, but they do have a really nice playground for the kiddos.
They do have a boat ramp and fishing available, as well as hiking trails, museums nearby, and some really other great amenities.
Yeah, like boating adventures that you can book. Dog friendliness.
I'd rate this campground's dog friendliness kind of It has lots of green space to walk your dog. However, the pickup stations were not.
They do have pickup stations.
But they were not fully stocked.
He's so close.
And there was no off-leash dog area.
Yeah. From the jaws of victory, they snatched defeat.
They do allow dogs, though.
Yeah. It is a nice park to walk your dogs.
It is. Camp store?
There is no camp store at this campground, but they do offer a vending machine at the bathhouse, which is kind of nice. That has sodas on offer. And there's a Piggly Wiggly about 2 miles away, and then the Walmart is about 6 miles away. The Amazon locker is going to be about 4 miles away at Amazon counter at Whole Foods, which is one of my favorite places, in Mandeville, Louisiana.
The Costco, if you like bulk shopping, which we know RVers love bulk shopping, you fill up your basement, there is one about 20 minutes away.
Camp staff interactions.
We're going to give a shout out to the camp staff here because we had unexpected changes to our plans and had to make last minute reservations. They were both super helpful and friendly.
That's right. Even though they do offer reservations available online, because it was the weekend or maybe because it was the same day, we're not exactly sure why, we could not make our reservation online, so we had to depend on getting a hold of someone on the weekend when the offices are normally closed, and those camp hosts really came through for us in a bind. So we are super thankful for them. They did an awesome job, and they've done an amazing job at keeping this place nice and tidy as well. Additional information.
This place is similar to 1,000 Trails or BLM land. You can only stay here for 14 days, then you have to be outside of the campground for 7 before you can come back again.
The cost for our campsite was around $34 a night. They do offer a small discount for military and America the Beautiful pass holders. So every dollar counts. Make sure you mention that if you do have those. This is not a horrible price for the campground and for the amenities on offer. What we will say though is that other similar campgrounds we've gone to recently, in fact, that are in that same price bracket, around that same price, have the pads are a little bit more updated. So, you know, the campsite itself, like everything is just a little bit newer and fresher. And this campground has all of the same amenities. It has all the same items. They just need a little, like a fresh coat of paint. For example, the pads probably need to be resurfaced.
Indeed. Or at least go down to Home Depot and get one of the bags of asphalt patch.
Yeah, but what we will say is it's a decent campground for the price. Now we're going to tell you our favorite and least favorite part of staying at this campground. We'll start off with the negative and then finish up with the positive. So Mike, what was your least favorite part of this campground?
It had to be the roads. The roads here are super narrow and somewhat difficult to navigate for a rig like ours. You may be able to get in here a little easier with a shorter rig or maybe one of your Class A motorhomes. But for a long fifth wheel like us, there were some tight turns.
And you're talking about the roads outside the park. The roads inside were fairly easy to navigate.
Yeah, they're okay.
But the roads outside the park, and they even told us, don't turn onto something Storm Road. I don't remember the full name. I think it's John Storm Road. Don't turn on that one. Come in the Fairview Road. And we did. The campground hosts told us that. And it was much easier. But there were still some low-hanging branches and some twisty-turny, windy roads where we had to go into the other lane to make the turns and things.
Yeah, there's also some low-hanging wires as well. I don't know how close we actually got to them.
They looked low.
They were pretty close to the air conditioners.
We were ducking to try to help.
I didn't see the wires wiggle. That's the important part.
So my least favorite was the online portal. As I said before, it was a little bit confusing and challenging to navigate to make a reservation. We're pretty adept at this point at making reservations online. So I'm not really sure why it was such a challenge, but it feels like that would be something that the states, like the actual people who own, because I know it's not this campground, it's the entire state reservation process. It seems like that should be something that they could update to make it a little bit more user-friendly.
Yeah, there was a note somewhere in there that said the weekends had to be reserved for both days, which was kind of different.
Well, and you couldn't reserve them over the weekend, so you had to do it before the weekend came. You had to do it before the weekend. You had to be like planning ahead of time. And sometimes RVers like us we travel on the weekends, and sometimes you just need a spot overnight. And they had plenty of spots available here, but no way to reserve them online. So I think that's something they could work on. All right, so let's leave that behind us and move on to the things we loved about this campground. What was your favorite?
It had to be that they got us a back-in site that was long enough for us that we didn't have to disconnect since we were only overnighting here.
My favorite part was the fact that it's a decent little park close to town. A state park, in fact, that is close to town. That's typically not two things that you hear going together very often. So I liked the convenience of town, and it had enough room to be able to spread out a little bit. The campsites weren't jam-packed in here, one next to the other.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to those 1-star reviews from Google and see if we can confirm or bust them.
That's right. But before we get to that, please make sure to hit the bell so you get subscribed to our channel. And also, if you're enjoying this, give us a thumbs up so it will help our channel continue to grow.
Do it. It's free. Rock Daddy writes, there was an RV in my favorite site unattended. I had to settle on a small site. The only large site was a premium site that was only available for ungraded price. Never again. 1 star.
I think he means upgraded, but I'm not really sure you can give a campground a 1-star review for your favorite site not being available.
Plus, this campground has many nice sites. We would definitely come back here again. So we're calling this review Busted.
John B. writes, don't bother unless you really need to see it. Half or more of the store is empty. No, guys, or very little camping or boating. 1 star. Or I'm not really sure what this guy was expecting at this campground.
This is a state campground. It's all boating and camping. So we're just going to say busted.
And move on.
Cindy R. writes, very strict park. accidentally drove down the wrong way in that maze of a park. You would have thought I was going to jail. It's a cry emoji. I think the best part about this park is the showers.
We were able to find our way through the maze without asking for directions, so this maze is easy mode.
We didn't go to jail. All I can say though is don't drop the soap. So we're calling this one Busted.
If you enjoyed this review and you'd like to see more like them, click here on this list here and it'll take you to all of our favorite and least favorite campgrounds. And if you'd like to see what adventures we've gotten into while we were here, check out our vlog up here. Like and subscribe. Bye!